Okay, I think I've got it going. Yeah, if you can't tell, I've never done this before, so let's see. Okay, yeah, I've showed up now. All right, how's it going? I don't know what to say. I'm a little flustered after not being able to get things going. So, there's a lot more people in here than I thought there would be. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if I can figure out how to do the screen share and all of that. I already got some suggestions coming in. So I actually had a few lined up that people sent me prior to see if I can figure out how to do that is another thing. So, to get it out of the way, I'm under a tornado watch, tornado watch right now. I'm keeping an eye on that, and if that turns into a warning, then I'll probably have to get out of here. But we'll see we'll see that when it comes to it. And trying to see if I can bring up chat to where I can see it at the same time, but maybe not. I don't know. Yes, I do have a green screen behind me because you'd be seeing my kitchen otherwise. No, the live stream isn't an April Fool's prank. Maybe I should have. No, I think people probably would have hated that. But seeing a lot of requests for Daniel Larson. He's a thing. Yeah. Well, I guess you could say it is a crime because I know he has been arrested at least once. I think it's 2 or 3 times now. It's been a few, probably. So let's see if I can get my screen share going here. So this might look weird. Let me see my OBS studio for a second. Yeah, my kitchen is behind me. I'm not recording in the place I usually do because my internet kind of isn't very good in there. And yeah, I don't have any Peepsy this time, so I just went for regular Coke, which I guess I should get that made. Wow, that green screen effect on the article looks kind of terrible, but I don't know. This is a casual stream, and it's probably going to be bad because it's the first one I've ever done. And window capture after video capture. Yeah, I wish I would have known that going in. So, well, I'm glad I look younger live. That's a thing because been getting a lot of comments saying that I look sick or whatever recently. That's probably, well, I hope it's bad lighting. I could be sick. I don't know. But okay, I've got a concoction mixed up here. I've got a witch's brew. So, yeah, there's a lot of people requesting Lacey Fletcher. So funny thing is, I was actually looking into that one just earlier today, actually. it was in my memo pad of things I wanted to make a video about, and who was it? I looked it up, and it was, I want to say, Disturbin had made a video about it already, and it's probably longer than what mine was going to be. And I usually don't like to kind of take the topic from people I know, unless it's been, a really long time or I have something different to add. So they want to know what I've been drinking. People have, it's, I don't know if you can see it. It's really cheap vodka with Coke in it, because I couldn't find the Peepsy this time. Disappointing. So yeah, normally don't drink on the channel. It's just kind of become a weird April Fool's thing. Just because a couple years back, I could not think of what to do for April Fools. So Randy Stare, that's another good one. That's something I've definitely been thinking about for a long time. He's kind of like Elliot Rodger, where there's just so much material. It's like, where do you even begin? So, Nick Crowley, yeah, I've never actually talked to Nick Crowley. Of all the YouTubers I've talked to, I've never had the chance, I guess. All right. So, Lacey Fletcher, we might look into that one. That's a really dark one. You can probably hear the cars trying to drive away and take shelter right now, but we're not doing that. Okay. So, this is an article that I came up with, actually. It was a Easter-themed one, and it's Easter Monday, so why not? So it's a Michigan man accused of stabbing family member over placement of eggs at Easter event. So I haven't actually read this one yet. I stopped the headline. I wanted it to be fresh. Love Giles as a creator, but as a person, I don't know who Giles is. Or that might have been a typo. Yeah, I don't know. Look less like the Crypt Keeper. That's a good thing. All right. So we've got from Springfield, Michigan, which I swear there's a Springfield in every state if you look hard enough. Yeah, man accused of stabbing a family member during a fight before an Easter egg hunt at a Michigan elementary school was arrested Sunday. So it seems, yeah, they got into a disagreement about the placement of eggs. And one man pulled out a knife and cut this person multiple times, the release said. And despite, just one sentence before saying, man cut this person multiple times, somehow no one else was hurt. And there were no kids there yet. So we got something. And trying to look at the chat at the same time. Oh, Giles This Is Monsters. Okay. I've honestly never actually watched that channel because, I don't know. I just work on my own videos pretty much all day, and, at the end of the day, the last thing you really want to do is just get into more of the videos. But of course, I know of these channels. I just don't watch too much myself. Yeah, it sounds weird to hear live. It sounds weird to do live. Never experienced this before. I'm just talking to myself in a room. So, the police came back to find the 36-year-old suspect still holding a knife, which he dropped at the urging of law enforcement officials. He was arrested and expected to face charges of aggravated assault. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, he just cut a guy multiple times over an Easter egg. But somehow the injured person only had minor lacerations. So we've got that. Casual Criminalist is very good. That's another one, I know the name. Uh, yeah, so first Bradley says I would be worried about accidentally copying someone. Yeah, that's another thing because you know how people are. We absorb things and we think we came up with that thing and we didn't come up with that thing. Yeah, this sounds like a psyop. It is. It is. I'm not sure what it's a psyop for, but it probably is one. Yeah, guy's gonna go for an insanity. Oh, hey, Raymundo. Raymundo's in here. Everybody say hi. Okay. Got Taco House Murderer. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one into Google. Murderer. What should we spell like a kindergartner with one hand? Okay, keep that one up there for now. So this is one that I got sent over Facebook yesterday or the day before yesterday. But the person who sent this, I'm not sure if they want me to say who they are or not, so I better not, but they said this happened pretty close to where they live and wanted me to talk about it. So let's look at this. People getting mad in chat. Someone was told to shut up. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know what he's supposed to shut up about. So we got woman accused of impersonating FBI agent attempting to close down Waffle House. So I haven't read through this one yet either, but judging by the headline, I figured it was probably a pretty good fit. What browser? I'm on Chrome, but just as a guest, so none of my private stuff comes up. Yeah, nobody wants that. What was it? There was some YouTuber lately who, was it Vosh? Some guy got in trouble because I guess his browser history came up and it was a bunch of furry porn or something like that. Luckily I don't have anything that bad that would come up, but never know what kind of weird, embarrassing thing there might be. Especially when it comes to the research I have to do. I'm worried that someone's going to look through my search history and just think that I'm insane. So, an East Tennessee woman claimed to be an FBI agent and attempted to close down a Waffle House because its workers allegedly sold drugs from the back door of the restaurant. The funny thing is, that's not even something that doesn't happen. I grew up near a Burger King that turned out to be a front for a meth lab. So it actually was a functioning Burger King. And turns out by night, though, it was kind of a Breaking Bad situation. You know in Breaking Bad when they debated on running out of like a cheese factory or something for a while? They kind of did do that. It was just a Burger King. And I don't know how people didn't smell it, but you never know. Never know. Oh, so we got someone who went to school with Taylor Shabusiness in the chat. Yeah, I actually did a video on her, I think it was only about 2 weeks ago. Video before last, maybe? Yeah, you should check that out because someone else who knew her actually reached out to me and worked with me on the case, gave me a bunch of pictures and stuff that you can't find anywhere else, so yeah, definitely give that a look. Sounds like Long John Silver's to me. Yeah. Long John Silver's is up to some stuff. There's those conspiracy theories that they're just a money laundering scheme because you never actually see anyone at Long John Silver's. So that's a thing. All right, so the officer went out to the restaurant. He was told by an employee of the restaurant that a woman was inside claiming to be an FBI agent. So they basically called the cops on the FBI. So I've got to think that this woman wasn't doing a very good job of pretending to be an FBI agent if they called the cops on her. She told them that the drugs were being sold out of the rear. Haha, out of the rear. The employee allegedly said that she asked Gonzalez to produce some identifications. The woman showed her a brown notebook with a Tennessee badge on it. When the employee pressed Gonzalez to produce a real badge, the woman allegedly refused. I would say that's probably not allegedly because she couldn't come up with one. I've got to believe she doesn't have one. She repeated the story that she worked with the FBI. Klein said he spoke with another witness who confirmed that Gonzalez claimed to be a federal agent. She was booked into jail. Bail set at $1,000 during an arraignment. She's no longer in jail, so she probably lost her cardboard license, though. Someone says, what's the stuff that's left over in the fryer that they sell to people? When I was a kid, we called those crunchies. It's probably not good to eat those. They tasted good. Probably not good to eat them, though. So, yeah, Taylor PKA, Long John Silver conspiracy. That might have been where I heard that, actually. I don't remember. It probably was. Because a lot of people saw the FPS Russia video and assumed that I don't like FPS Russia, but no, I think he's funny. I have nothing against the guy. And I probably did hear that on a PKA episode at some point. Yeah, puns are amazing. You're not going to hear much of them when I don't have time to think, probably. Or they're going to be pretty subpar. So, Taco House murderer. Did I search for the right thing? I feel like it wasn't Taco House murderer. I feel like I put that in out of sheer habit. Isn't it like diver or something? Oh, hey, we got someone watching from Japan. That's pretty cool. Do I like horror movies? Yeah, I was just talking about a horror movie. I think the Hostel series, maybe? It's kind of lowbrow horror, but it's horrific. Yeah, Wings of Redemption is... He's a dude. I will say, ever since his boxing match, he has redeemed himself quite a bit. So, Taco House murderer... Was it like diver? I feel like someone said Taco House diver. Nah, that comes up with Denver. I did search the right thing. Okay. I'm just gonna click the first link. I'm not sure what they wanted me to look for. So this comes up with man who bludgeoned wife to death, then cooked her remains, loses another legal battle. That's... Yikes. Yeah, see, I thought I covered the FPS Russia video pretty unbiasedly. If anything, I kind of leaned on the side that Kyle didn't do it. But I had a lot of people pissed off in the comments saying, you know, how dare you? And I was a little confused by that. I responded to a few like, I feel you didn't really watch the video, or you would probably see that I'm not accusing the guy. In a live stream, I'll say, yeah, I'm not accusing the guy. I try to keep the videos themselves unbiased, though. Okay, so I'm being informed that this is the case. Christopher Williams says poop diving. I hope that's a real one. I hope he's not just saying that. I hope I get to look at a poop diving case later. So, a man convicted of murder for bludgeoning his wife to death and then cutting and cooking her remains has lost another legal battle. The court's decision to deny Kevin Kip Arts a writ of habeas corpus, a right of detained Americans to challenge their imprisonment. It is the latest in a string of failed appeals. So, Arts, 59, remains in prison, serving a life sentence. Okay, so this happened in 1999, actually. Was but a child. So he hit her on the head with a metal bar while in their apartment, dismembered her body, baked, boiled, or broiled. I like how specific they're trying to be. Her remains at a restaurant they owned, Kip's Pizza Taco House, in Summit Township. What state is this in? Oh, Mississippi. Okay. Well, I assume the article is. So he's been trying to appeal for a while now. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm back. Alright. So I talked a while I was out, and I don't remember what I said. Oh, okay, someone was talking about... What am I doing here? Okay, we're good. Someone was talking about the panty thief in Japan. I've already forgot the details, but I was saying that I've actually seen the panty vending machine once. I think I was in Akihabara when I saw it, but I don't remember where it was, to be fair. I could be throwing Akihabara under the bus just because it sounds like something they would probably do. State is Michigan. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm speed reading. Where did we leave off? So, yeah, he went for the marijuana-induced psychosis defense. This had not come up during the initial trial, so it sounds kind of like an ass pull, if you ask me. But even then, it would not result in a reasonable probability of acquittal, which is weird because that one girl that I did cover who claimed marijuana psychosis when she chopped up her boyfriend, I won't say that she got acquitted, but she definitely got a slap on the wrist, and a lot of people were pretty pissed about that. Lod's Skin Hunters. Some of these I'm afraid I'm gonna... Skin Hunters. I'm gonna end up pulling up some porn and getting banned from YouTube again. Well, let's risk it. Lod's Skin Hunters. By the way, if there's any channel members or people who want to do a super chat, I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if I've set that up, but we'll see. What I was trying to say is you'll get priority if you do that, because I don't offer too many benefits, so like to at least give something. I think I found the right thing with the Skin Hunters. It doesn't seem to be porn. So this is Polish. So the Skin Hunters is a media nickname for 4 hospital casualty workers from Polish story of Lodz who are convicted of murdering at least 5 elderly patients and selling information regarding their deaths to competing funeral homes. I'm confused. So what do you profit from selling death information? Yeah, someone asked if I've got banned before. Wasn't technically banned, I was banned temporarily, but demonetized permanently. I got it back, but it was an ordeal. Zuzuna says no porn all. Yeah, maybe I can link you to some later. I'm kidding, I'm YouTube, I'm not really gonna do that. So this page isn't very good. This is like an index. I don't like to go for Wikipedia just because people will make the whole you're reading off of Wikipedia joke. Because I am right now. It would be fair. So they did sell their information to competing funeral homes, but almost every causality worker was involved. Yeah, I don't understand. It is claimed that many more were killing patients directly or by slowing down the response / not doing due diligence. So they were basically, it was already happening and they were just letting it happen. The price of bribes paid to the killers was billed to the family of the deceased as an additional funeral charge. Okay, I can see where that would be. That makes more sense to me. So they were apprehended in 2002. Their descriptive designation was coined by a newspaper article which first brought the story to the public's attention. This sounds like something that Disturbin probably would have covered. If not, someone should probably tell him to. That's right up his alley. So we got killers with the infamously hard to pronounce Polish names. I don't even know if I will try. But it seems like they were sentenced. The bribes were 12,000 to over 70,000 zloty, Poland money. Yeah, so receiving information regarding the deaths of patients, that still confuses me. I don't know why that itself is a thing. Okay, so Mortar in the chat says the first responders were selling, to which Mortar would get the body like a prize. Okay, so it was kind of... Oh, Disturbin did make a video. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so it seems like they were having a bidding war for who was going to have the funeral. Yeah, that makes more sense, and that's pretty terrible. Ever consider collabs? I've thought about it, but I have a hard enough time getting my own videos out. I have had people do voices for a couple of videos, and I have collaborated with Fox Akimbo before. So Shrouded Hand covered that story too, apparently, is what someone's saying. Yeah, Shrouded Hand has covered a lot of good ones. I watched him before I was even a YouTuber, and now I've actually talked to him a few times, now that I've become a YouTuber. Well, I don't even know if I should bring up some of the videos he's done, because that might get me in trouble again, but yeah. What was the one Datura Trips. Yeah, Datura has scared me ever since then. Oh, what about the Ren and Stimpy Rider? Might have something coming up on that. I don't want to tell you about it too much right now. I had thought about doing a whole stream just talking about the whole Nickelodeon situation in general. Amber says, when are you going to do another drinking video? I'm drinking right now. So, I feel like John Cristofalucci. That's him. Tales from the Trip. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. I do watch him. I've actually cameoed in one of his videos at some point. I don't remember the title of the video. So, Canary Islands family cult mass murderer. Let's see. Canary... I had to put my drink down. I can't type with one hand. Canary Islands cult family mass murder. Oh, thanks for liking my art on Insta, Emily. I appreciate it. This might be a podcast. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, but they do want me to sign up. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Is it this? The Order of the Solar Temple? I don't think that's it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. The cases that inspired urban legends. So I did do one of those recently, and I was thinking of making a series on that. I started with the one that was the whole thing about people finding dead bodies under their hotel beds. And I was thinking about doing one about that rumor where people were purposely infecting each other with AIDS. And probably the most common rumor was the guy wakes up and there's... What was it? Welcome to the world of AIDS. Scribbled in blood on his mirror, I want to say. I don't know if I'm going to do that video, but I've been thinking about it. Captain Stupid says, I have family in Springfield, Missouri. And every time I go there, I think of running into you. So I don't live in Springfield, but I'm from very near to Springfield. So it's not out of the question. Never know. Someday, maybe. Can we make fun of... So, I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I'm not too sure what P. Diddy actually did. If anyone in the chat wants to put me in the right direction. I'm bringing up an article now, but if anyone wants to bring up anything more specific, I know it's something to do with sex trafficking. Uh, Something to do with sex trafficking. So, might as well just accept that this stream is going to be demonetized whenever it does eventually go up. Speaking of which, I don't know if YouTube is putting ads in this live. I tried to tell it not to, but I guess we'll see what happens. So, Sean Diddy Combs. Dude's name is Sean. I'm not ripping on Sean, it's just I never knew that and it sounds weird to me. Yeah, so connection to sex trafficking. That's the piss guy. The piss guy is, why am I? R. Kelly. Yeah. Trapped in the Closet. All 26 episodes. Non-stop piss marathon. Skizzy knows what I'm talking about. So a man police have described as Diddy's drug mule was arrested. Okay, when it comes to like hardcore rappers and stuff, drugs they're just gonna be part of it, aren't they? I love rap music. I've just accepted it. It's just part of the deal. So it says Diddy was spotted several times in Miami near his Star Island mansion. So apparently not in custody, according to this. He was sharing a series of photos with his toddler daughter. Happy Easter. So, yeah, admittedly I know very little about this. I think, oh, so the fan says, first time I've caught a Dire Trip live and I'm hooked. This was the first one there ever is, so that's fair. That's fair. Playboy Mansion tunnels. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I've never heard of that. I do know of the whole, it was a meme recently, the Jewish guys in the tunnels in New York. I thought about covering that, but it's just, is it a crime? It's just fucking weird. Playboy Mansion tunnels. I can't talk and type at the same time. So it comes up with a Reddit post. Oh wow, this is intricate. They got schematics. Okay, so Illage Vidiot says sex trafficking, guns, death contracts, and drugs. Yeah, I wouldn't put that past Diddy. I do know that people are making fun of Kesha now, saying that the whole wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy thing did not age well. And to be fair, there's a lot of stuff right now that didn't age well. I mean, you can go back 5 years and things that are offensive now weren't offensive then, so it's still funny. It's still funny. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Oh my man, this just keeps going. So it's not, I expected like a tunnel under the basement where they would hide stuff, but this clearly goes far out of where the mansion actually is. It just keeps going. And it goes to the Hefner residence. Okay, I was going to say it goes to a castle. He probably does have a castle, for what I know. Oh, okay, we've actually got pictures of the tunnels here. Yeah, so people in the chat are talking about the whole, the urban legend where the babysitter finds out that someone is in the house and they're calling from inside the house. I feel like that was that Scream where they did that? It was one of those, but I kind of remember feeling like that has happened before in real life. And, I guess I'll have to look into it. Yeah, it's gotta be. They said, am I gonna upload this live stream? I think it does it automatically. If it doesn't, I'll try to do it. Yeah, I did get it up and running, Rebecca. I'm just as surprised as you are. Especially with the tornado watch, I was like, people are going to think I'm making it up if it is a tornado and I cancel because of that. Unless it's in the news and then, you know. Am I drunk yet? Rebecca says, kind of. Kind of. Doesn't take a lot for me. I haven't eaten in quite a while, which makes it even worse. So these pictures of the tunnel, I don't know if they look pretty old. They look pretty dated. I think they're from when it was being built. So what is the purpose of these tunnels? Just so dude can go home easily? Um, so it's rumored that they all had tunnels leading into the basement of the mansion. Playboy staffer claims that while pulling archive photos in preparation for Hugh Hefner's birthday, he uncovered some Polaroids from 1977 that showed a large excavation project at the Playboy Mansion. Try not to burp. Well, I don't know why I'm fighting it. I think I burped in the other April Fool's videos. Other than that, I don't see a lot of information in this, in this Reddit post anyway. Should make some ASMR. I don't know if I could make ASMR just because I hate it. I hate it myself. I don't know if I could listen to it to test it. Oh, okay, they say it was used by presidents and famous actors. I would believe that. I would believe that. Okay, so the movie was called When a Stranger Calls. That's a very fitting title for that movie. That's exactly what it is. They're being really honest right from the get-go with that one. I will get footage of the tornado if it happens. I regret being in the Joplin tornado of 2011 and not getting any footage. Although I think I actually did, but it was on... Man, that was probably like 10 phones ago. So, it's gone. It's in the ether somewhere. So I don't know if you guys have heard about they call them the Jewish tunnels under New York City. We're talking about tunnels, so I might as well head for that. So there were a whole lot of conspiracy theories around this one, but this is one they actually did look into. Is there a page with some pictures I can bring up? So the thing was, it seems like there were two rival synagogues, like a more extreme side and a less extreme side, and the more extreme side was kind of trying to dig underground to get into the bathing portion of the other one. And the other one got pissed and they ordered it to be filled with cement, and they started trying to dig out their furniture and stuff as quickly as they could. And the big thing was that there was a let me see if I can find it, a bloody mattress, or at least, yeah, it might be this picture. I don't know, that looks like it might be AI. Maybe that's it? I don't know. That's not the one I saw. But, definitely weird. Definitely weird. Yeah, I'm not even gonna jump to conclusions on that one. It's just weird. If you ever want to look it up. Yeah. So, could someone send me the poop diver thing one more time? I was told that I got sent a link to it. Did you send it on social media or something? Or I didn't see it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have anything. Uh, my favorite transport system, elongated underground cylinders. That's basically what a subway is. I mean, you put a train in it, and that's what you got. The mikvah. Yeah, the mikvah, that's what they're called. The ritual bathing area. Montague, Melbourne Bridge. I really want to look at the poop diver real quick. Uh, hell, let's just look. I'm just gonna search poop diver, see what we get. For salary. Is that a thing? Yeah. Professional poo diver? Is this what I'm looking for? There's a lot of poo diver things. Man, I don't even know what I'm doing. Do I have a Discord? Misty says, yes, I have a Discord. I think it's linked in the main channel bio. I don't talk about it in the videos because I don't know, you attract the casual crowd too much and you kind of tend to get some crazies. Ron says we're all going to die April 8th. Is that a theory? Or are you just kind of messing with me right now? Is it like the whole 2012 thing all over again? Sorry, I'm pouring more. You'll notice I can't do more than one thing at a time. Okay. I guess this Vice article, let's just check it out. We're asking people what they do this week. We talked to a sewage diver. So I guess it's a job to dive into sewage from here. I guess this guy's in Melbourne, Australia, I assume. East-West Dive and Salvage, which basically involves diving in all sorts of no-air environments. Yeah, this is a no-air environment. Kenneth Inslow, Oklahoma poop diver. Oh, okay. Kenneth Inslow, Oklahoma poop diver. I feel like this channel comes back to poop a lot. I'm not complaining. Poop is funny. Shout out if you recognize that quote. Poop is funny. So it's a obscure one. Okay, got a lot of underwear ads right off the bat. I don't think YouTube will get mad at me for that. But I've had people get mad at me over dumber things than So Ali McNick says, did you hear about the YouTuber that had his house burnt down by the Australian mafia? No, I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's definitely something to look into. Kind of curious. I've been talking about other YouTubers lately, so. Yeah, Tom says, I hope it pays well. So do I. I'm kind of curious. I hope it says. So, Kenneth Inslow, 52, was discovered by a 7-year-old girl and her mother at about 5 p.m. Sunday when the two went to use a bathroom at a park near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, I've been near Tulsa before, too. Man, what is going on in the Midwest? Well, yeah, that's a rhetorical question. The Midwest is weird. So, they heard coughing and saw him looking up at them, according to officials. The two fled the bathroom and called the authorities, who ended up having to fish the Peeping Tom out. I love the wording there. They had to fish him out. Oh boy. Yikes. What's this dude's name? Kenneth Inslow. I knew that. We talked about that. So he was standing with his head and shoulders out of the hole, covered in feces. Okay, I gotta assume the hole is like the hole in the toilet. Is it like an outhouse situation? Did it say? Oh, septic tank. Septic tank. Okay. Dude, what? He's not even in the toilet? He's in the septic tank? Corey says, I heard it's a shitty job. Corey's doing the puns for me today. Shout out to Corey. Let's see. The fire department helped the unemployed degenerate out of the cesspool using a rope and hosed him off, literally with a fire hose. Ooh, doesn't a fire hose? That's gonna hurt. I mean, they used to do that to people specifically to hurt them. I don't know. Maybe there's a low setting. What do I know? So he first claimed that he was hit over the head with a tire iron, tossed in the back of a Chevy, dumped there by his girlfriend, Angel. He did not ask for help because he was unconscious. Well, he wasn't unconscious when they found him. I feel like that pokes holes in his story immediately, doesn't it? And people are saying the pay stinks. I don't think this guy was getting paid. I think he just likes this. Thoughts on skunks? Man, skunk died next to my apartment, got rained on, and that smell didn't go away for like a year. So, I like skunks. After being taken to a local hospital as a precaution, even after officers failed to find injuries consistent with assault from a tire iron, okay, we got more holes in the story, The pervert later admitted he made the story up. He sure did. He sure fucking did, didn't he? So, explaining that Inslow is not a small man, he had to work hard to get into that hole. There were claims he was put in the hole by somebody else. I don't think that happened, says the police. I don't think it happened either, guys. Okay, so Scott Pond says the poo diver I know of just splashed around in people's septic tanks in a full scuba suit and posted videos of it. So is this not even the guy you were talking about? Is this just a... No, I was told to look up Kenneth. This has got to be the guy. So he was taken from a hospital to a local jail and charged with being a Peeping Tom, a misdemeanor. Is that what the charge is really called? Being a Peeping Tom? I guess they vary from place to place. Surely that's not what it's called. He's also being held on warrants dating back to 1998 for embezzlement and illegal dumping. The puns make themselves on this one. Illegal dumping in Okmulgee County. A spokesman from that. Yeah. Okay, so this is not his first run-in with Buzz. He's also been arrested for public intoxication. I believe it. Driving under suspension. Just those two, I guess. So, he's locked up, apparently. Man, when is this from? This would have been amazing for a compilation. Okay, it's not too recent, 2013. But, yikes. Pics or it didn't happen. Oh, even if there were them, I don't think I could show that. So I made a YouTube short about the mayor of... I don't remember where it was. She was an older woman who fell into sewage and drowned while inspecting a sewage facility. So, someone has drowned in sewage. I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the absurdity. So this is a lot like the case of the Japanese guy he died in the toilet. This guy just didn't die, I guess. But really, what was he expecting to see from the septic tank? Did he think he could fit through the pipe to get to the toilet? I have a lot of unanswered questions about this one. I'm unfulfilled. Yikes. So what should I look up next? What has anyone got? If you guys don't have anything, I probably have a few that I have saved. Just in case no one says anything real quick, let me look at my folder here. So some of these I already did do on a compilation that's coming up Sunday, yeah. So my phone is full of garbage. There's nothing cool on here. Scott says, can you cover the zone of death in Yellowstone where murder is technically legal? So I don't know what you're talking about with that one. That's interesting. Is it a what do they call it? Missing 411? Is that it? Maybe it's a missing 411 thing. Phil Derbyshire murder. Okay, we got one in the chat. There might have been others. I'm sorry, I'm spacing out. Phil Derbyshire murder. So I'm gonna put in Zone of Death Yellowstone 2 before I forget. Zone of Death Yellowstone. Laugh at my one-handed typing speed. So Phil Derbyshire, I'm not seeing anything come up with that one. Did I put the name in right? Okay, so people are telling me no, it's not missing 411. But it is weird legal loopholes. So, okay, the Zone of Death has a Wikipedia article. The Zone of Death is a 50 square mile area in the Idaho section of Yellowstone National Park in which, as a result of a reported loophole in the Constitution of the United States, a person may be able to theoretically avoid conviction for any major crime up to and including murder. Why? It says Missing 411 used to be cool, but the guy who does that channel went a little off the deep end recently. Is that a channel? I thought it was just kind of a set of different cases. I didn't realize there was one singular channel it was coming from. Because my friend has covered at least one of those. Anyway. So the District Court for Wyoming is the only district court to have jurisdiction over multiple states, by reason of its jurisdiction including all of Yellowstone National Park, which extends slightly beyond Wyoming's boundaries into Idaho and Minnesota. In this regard, the federal government has exclusive jurisdiction over the park, so crimes committed in the park cannot be prosecuted under any state's laws. Okay, so it looks like you could get hit with federal crimes, but not state crimes. But I know you could be hit with federal charges of murder, so why is that? Okay, the Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution decrees that the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed. Okay, so that's why. That makes sense. So it has to have a state and district with it, which it apparently wouldn't. So has anyone actually done this? Has anyone taken advantage of this before? No known felonies have been committed in the Zone of Death since the cult's discovery. A guy did illegally shoot an elk. Some people would call that murder. He did shoot him illegally. So. Derbyshire is pronounced Derbyshire. My mistake. If it's a shire, then it might be the UK, and that's probably why I'm screwing it up. Why don't you do a video game history videos, like the making of Silent Hill? No poop or deaths, but it's interesting. Well, okay, all I'll say is I might have something Silent Hill related coming up. It's not exactly that, but keep on the lookout. I do want to cover more places. Not necessarily singular crimes, but places. We'll just say that. Ricky McCormick from St. Louis, Missouri. I think I know that one already. That was the guy who left behind the messages, right? He left behind the messages that nobody has decoded. Yeah, this is definitely that guy. This is one I've thought about covering because, you know, it's Missouri. I like to do Missouri. Issei Sagawa. Yeah, he's a dude. That's one I've been meaning to tackle for a while. But, says, are you seriously just asking if anyone's committed murder? I'm talking about murder in the legal zone of Yellowstone, specifically. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I don't know. Says, oh my god, my butt hurts from your remark. I don't know what that means. Don't be butthurt. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm being real nice right now. Tri-State Crematorium video. I did do a video on that. That was one of my first videos ever, actually. YouTube did not like that one because I showed some bones, and apparently showing a corpse in any capacity is grounds for age restriction. Which, I was a new YouTuber, I didn't know that, and I got in trouble. So. Michael says, chat, have you murdered? Chat, if you have, let me know. I've never interviewed a murderer. Jordy says, are you a video gamer? Just curious, you play PS, Xbox, computer? I play on PS5. I've been playing a lot of Ark lately. Yeah, people have their opinions about Ark, but I enjoy it. Private server, it's fun. Omni Travis says I murdered my toilet this morning. Relatable. So yeah, Issei Sagawa, he had a life after the crime, is what I'll say, and I kind of want to focus on that. I feel like people don't talk about that enough. Let's see. Shiny Diamond Lady, no comment. No comment. How about the Missouri boat ride? Is that a crime? Is that a crime? OU says I want to see a super creepy lolcow series. That's another thing where I'm gonna say, hold on. Hold on until, let me see. Let me look at my calendar. Hold on until the 21st. And there you go. So the boy in the box was recently identified, is what they're saying. That's a case that I've been hearing about for a long time. The stream has gotten a lot easier since drinking. Wow, the nerves just kind of left me. That everyone's being really nice. Justin says, why do you not drink? Why do you drink not wine from a wine glass? I'm uncultured. I can put my pinky up if that helps. Yeah. Someone said Wavy web surf in the chat. Is that true? Shout out to Wavy. I've met him once. So, people are asking if I speak Japanese. I do. I do. It comes up. Missouri duck boat accident is what people are saying. All right, so let's see who the boy in the box was. Joseph Augustus Zarelli. So how do they find this out? Oh, DNA. Okay, well, that's makes sense. So this is a case you can't really joke about. It's a kid who died, but it is interesting. Allie McNick, I'm sorry, says, I believe it was the longest running cold case. I mean, I don't know about that. Just because I'm sure there's some that have never been solved. Do you listen to Avenged Sevenfold? I used to listen to him a lot, actually. Am I fully fluent in Japanese? I don't know. Is there ever really a point when you become fully fluent if you're not a native? I mean, I'll just say that I'm often around people who don't speak English at all, and we get along just fine. I drink my water with my pinky up, says Jody. Me too. Me too. Me too. Subaru, you've been learning Japanese for a while now. Yeah, if you want recommendations for books or something, just ask. So I guess it doesn't really say how they use the DNA to find him, but oh yeah, it does. So he has siblings on both the mother and father side who are living, and the parents' information will remain confidential out of respect to them. And the police say they have their suspicions as to who may be responsible, but it would be irresponsible of me to share those. Sorry. Well, I've got to say that whoever is responsible very well may be dead now. I mean, this happened in 1957, which I guess they could be alive and pretty old. Pretty old. So someone says bust out some of that Japanese, and Deadbeat Girl says, have you lived in Japan? Yes, I have, and I'm going back in a couple months. As to speak it, まあ、こういう時は何て言えばいいかわからないから、まあ、これは多分十分だろう。And that's what you get. Anna Saito is an interesting Japanese kidnapping case. I don't know that one. I don't know that one, but that's going in the memo pad real quick. Rebecca says, what kind of drink are you drinking? It's vodka and Coke. Stan says, what was my entry point into learning Japanese? Basically, I wanted to study abroad. In high school, I tried French, Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese. And Japanese was the only one that I was good at, so that's mostly it. And I mean, of course, I like video games and Dragon Ball Z and stuff at the time, but didn't every boy at the time, you know. Let me put that in the memo pad. I've got a hundreds of pages long memo pad of case suggestions, so I do look at them. So VI Duck says, anyone translating is Japanese? I hope someone is. If they remember what I've said at this point. No, I didn't say there was someone watching from Japan. I said that, okay, I'll just tell you. I already forgot, but I think I said, I never know what to say in a situation like this, so here you go, or basically something along those lines. And, let's see. Anyone here drinking? I am. Alright. Misty says you can watch anime without subtitles. What a god. Rebecca says, is Japanese hard to learn? It's up there, but it's mainly the writing. I feel like the grammar is actually easy relative to other languages, but the writing is what's going to get you. Have you... I lost the question. Sorry. Make a video on Jake Adelstein and the Yakuza. Kind of dense, though. The American reporter that worked for a Japanese newspaper and exposed their views on organized crime. That's interesting. That's interesting. I've never heard of that before. Subaru says, are the Genki textbooks good for learning? So, yeah, they actually are. I used to use those. So I used to teach English and Japanese before doing YouTube, and I would use Genki to teach. Some of the time, I would use bits and pieces from different books. When I go to Japan, can I take you with me? Says Floyda. Yeah, feel free. If it's a free ticket for me, let's do it. Yeah, so Writer Artist says, the sounds are super easy, memorizing kanji can be difficult, yeah. Because if anything, there are no sounds in Japanese that don't exist in English, so I feel like pronunciation will never be too bad. But there are a lot of sounds in English that don't exist in Japanese, so it's harder for them to learn English. Yeah. So Illich Vidiot says your pronunciation is brilliant. Thanks. I do try. Sometimes it's hard to mix the Japanese pronunciation in when you're speaking English. Okay. Timeless Day says, did you ever hear the story of the dog that jumped off a balcony and caused the deaths of 3 people? No, I've never heard of that. No, I've never heard of that. If you can come up with a case name, I will definitely look it up. Cass says you don't look old enough to teach. I can guarantee you I'm a lot older than you all think I am. I'll just leave it at that. I look and sound young, and it's just a curse. People think I'm in high school. Omni Travis says, do you have a 3D printer? No, I bought one for my brother, though. And he prints stuff for me. I posted some of it on Instagram if you can come across that. Anyone have an article to look up? Hey, Mox, how's it going? How's it going? All right, let's try to find this. So, dog jumps off bridge. Did you say it kills 3 people? Kills 3 people? Or did it just hit them? Kills 3. Well, let's see what comes up. This is bringing up Florida. This one seems to be Spanish. Yeah, I say that and yeah, I don't know. Ugh, I don't want to create an account. Okay. Atlee says, how do you feel about the streamer that got arrested in Japan? He's a douchebag. I don't care if I create beef with him because he's a douchebag. So a lot of this brings up that one mysterious bridge where Cass says, I'm probably still old enough to be your mama. I don't know. Oh, early 80s baby? Yeah. Then, well, you'd have to be a young mom. You'd have to be a young mom. Really young. Like, yeah, I'm not going to age myself. I'm not going to give it away. Okay, so most of this is coming up with the that bridge that dogs would jump off of, and nobody knew why, but they said it was like mink smell, stuff like that. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Dejarin says 12-year-old the Slender Man sacrifice. That was one that I kind of wanted to cover after the Jeff the Killer video, but I feel like it's been done. Yeah. I don't like to cover anything that's been done before unless I feel like I have pretty significant info to add. Oh, balcony, not a bridge. Balcony, not a bridge, says Aiden. Thumbs up, balcony. Let's see what that comes up with. My mistake. Anthony says super baby face. Yeah, I do. I do have a beard in some really old videos if you want to try to find them. That kind of mitigated the baby face a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. Okay. So this is bringing up Australia. Oh, okay, no. It says Buenos Aires. The article is written from Australia, but it's about Argentina. A dog which fell from a 13th floor balcony on a Friday night triggered 3 deaths in a row. I feel like it was probably all at once. The dog, a poodle named Kachi, hit 75-year-old Marta Espina on her head, and both the woman and the dog died instantly. Edith Sola died on the spot when knocked down by a bus while standing in the middle of the street at the edge of a crowd that had gathered to watch the scene. Okay, yeah, maybe this is in a row, not instantly. My mistake. Jumping to conclusions. An unidentified man who saw both incidents suffered a heart attack and died in the ambulance on his way to the hospital. What are the chances? It was not immediately clear why Kachi fell. Repairs had been made to the 13th floor balcony, so maybe he just walked off. Maybe the balcony was messed up. We are all extremely sad. We can't understand how all this could happen. I don't understand either. Your guess is as good as mine. So a lot of people are saying they remember this. I sure don't. I feel like I've been around for a lot of the older cases. I don't remember this at all. So Moses Satol, Time with Emily, says, so I thought, I'm gonna be completely honest, I thought you were joking at first. I thought you said Moses shithole. I thought it was an April Fool's post. Okay, yeah, he's a real guy. South African serial killer. Okay, Florida says I get the whole looking, not looking, and sounding your age thing. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. You could argue either way. So I don't know why the hell is the first Google image like a Pokemon card for this serial killer? It's not exactly a Pokemon card, but you see what I mean? It's like his statistics. And I feel like his South African flag up there is like his element, if you know what I mean. What is this? Why would they make this? It's on eBay, too. What? Why? Why? Caton says, do you smoke weed? Or do you live in a state where weed is legal? So I don't smoke weed just purely because Japanese drug laws are so strict and you may get tested, and I just want to avoid it. They treat weed as strictly as any other drug, so it's not really a choice. I can't if I want to keep moving back and forth. Moving back and forth. But in Missouri, it is legal now. I think it's legal if you have a medical card. Or, it might be legal for everybody now. I haven't really kept up with it, but I know getting a medical card is just like as simple as saying, hey, I have anxiety, and you can pretty much get one. So they have stores up here and there. It's not hard to get. I mean, at the very worst, you just ask somebody you know who has a card, and it's probably really easy. Oh, so Mittens, the murder kitten, says, I'm half Japanese, and Asians look young for a very long time, and they wake up one day looking old. There's no in between. I worry that that's what I'm gonna be. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm just happy I have hair. So Ozil says, you're in Japan. How long have you been there? I'm not there right now, but I've lived there on and off my entire adult life since I was in college. So it's been a while. Been a while. So let's look up what Mr. Shithole did. And I don't feel bad calling him that because he's a murderer apparently. He's a South African serial killer and R-word dude who committed the ABC murders. So named because they began in... Oh boy. They began in Atteridgeville, continued in Boksburg, and finished in Cleveland. That makes sense. That makes sense. Trying so hard not to just belch on stream right now. Yes. Maine says, can we send links? You can. If you send it on social media to me, I'll get it, but I don't know if you can send them in the chat right now, but I've got my phone right here if you want to send it on Instagram or Facebook or something. I'll see it. Twitter even. I think it'll give me a notification on Twitter at least. Probably going to go for about 30 to 45 more minutes. Call it good. But it's pretty fun. Won't be my last stream. It will not be the last. Oh my god. So I was clowning on this guy, but we've got 38 victims here? And it doesn't even say possible victims. This says victims. Holy hell. Look at this one. I mean, I can't say it, but I can probably show it. Was R-worded with a stick? I might need to look into this one for a full video. How have I never heard of this guy? Hey, Fox Kimbo's here. How's it going, Fox? Favorite anime and manga. So Dragon Ball is gonna be the biggest thing, but aside from that, boy, that's a tough question. It's a tough question. There's been a lot. I was also really big into Bleach. Ziga says, do you go out a lot? Nah. I mean, I have friends and I see those friends directly, but I don't like go hanging out at clubs or bars or anything like that anymore. Let that belch out, man. I might. Okay, so O says, look up Pamper Chew. look up Pamper Chew. So I know Pamper Chew, but I don't know if you guys do. Falls into more lolcow category than criminal category, but Pamper Chew song by Tub Girl? Google, I don't know what you're on, but I mean, I'm sure that is a thing, but that's not the main thing. Thomas says, is JJK in consideration? After the new season, it is, yeah. I haven't read the manga, but that was some... People ripped on the animation, but... So someone said... Sorry, the chat's moving. Someone says, how did you react to Toriyama's passing? I shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not above saying that. Yeah, that was a shock. I think the night it happened, I was just kind of... I didn't know what to say. I think I texted it to a few people to make sure they knew, and yikes. So I'm not going to go deep into it, but I know Pamperchew was a furry who was in a diaper stuff, I think. In a diaper stuff. Omni Travis says Tub Girl sounds dirty. It's very dirty. That's an old shock site. I want to say Wang has a video on that. Justin Wang. He probably does. If he doesn't, it's got to be in the works. I don't know how he hasn't. Gillette says, I look the same for 30 years, then it all caught up. Sucks, guessing you were 30. I can't see your picture too well, but you don't look old to me. Okay, so I'm gonna feel bad for this, but Cass says, yeah, I cried for Miura too. Was Miura, the Yu-Gi-Oh author? Or was that Berserk? I'm getting people mixed up. Oh, you should draw the Pokemon card. I might. Yeah, furry and diapers, not a good mix. That's a valid opinion, Thomas. That is a valid opinion. I haven't looked. How many people do we have in chat right now? Can anyone tell me? I don't want to get out of this screen record right here. Okay, so Pamperchew went to Rainforest. If you haven't heard of Rainforest, please look it up. Okay, I just caught this one. Maine says, look up William Kyle Spitz. William Kyle Spitz. What do we got here? I feel like this is probably it. It came up immediately. You should look up human meat ring. It's not as horrible as it sounds. What else could it be? What else could it be? Allie says this is going to lead back to more poop. If we stuck on Pamperchew, it for sure would. It definitely would. 323 viewers. That's pretty good. Well, I don't know what's good is. I've never streamed it before, but to me that sounds like a whole lot of people. Definitely not complaining. Next time I will, I'll try to get this set up better. Vidux says solo leveling is weird since Korean webcomic got changed to Japanese people and setting for the anime. Yeah, that is weird. I haven't read it, but I've been watching it, and the names don't add up to the names that I've heard from people who have read it. Okay. So, man shoots partner's son in horrifying argument as horrific POV clip goes viral online. A chilling video going viral online shows a man shooting his partner's son during a heated argument. So what are we looking for here? Oh, okay. So this is is this a TikTok video or something? So he points. What is the relation between these two people again? I already forgot. Okay. His partner's son. So, West is seen shouting, I'm getting ready to blow his goddamn brains out right effing now, as he appears in the doorway with a cigarette in his mouth and pointing his gun at Kyle. Not me, the other one. Yeah, Eon says, imagine if 323 people were trying to cram into your place. That's kind of what I feel like. Because I'm just sitting in my living room right now. So West shockingly shoots Kyle at close range as the young man steps into the hallway, much to his mother's horror. So this is the mom's boyfriend, I guess? It sparked issues about gun control. Yeah, that happens every time. So I'll just say that every time I talk about gun control, I'm not giving my opinion. I'm saying this sparked a conversation about gun control because it's factually correct. I haven't ever actually given my opinion about gun control, and I don't intend to because it's usually not My opinion isn't part of the videos. So, it's not relevant. And I try to keep it unbiased. And, yeah, I think you know what I'm trying to say. Gun control pisses people off on both ends, is what I'm trying to say. So after a 2-hour standoff with police, West ended his own life. Happily, Kyle, who was shot by West, survived because the bullet only wounded his ear. Wow, so that was like a, it's like in Call of Duty when you shoot a guy and it doesn't hurt him, but you get killed because you're punished for friendly fire. I feel like that might piss some people off, but yeah. Yeah. So the dead man was Jeffrey Scott West. So if this was a TikTok video, I've been thinking of making a whole video on crimes that have been caught on TikTok videos. If you're interested, let me know, because I don't know, I haven't started that video yet. It's just something I was kind of thinking about it. Skizzy says you do. I already forgot what I said. I don't know if you guys can hear my neighbors right now. Look up the Noid. A nightmare in the 80s, 90s if you ordered pizza. I did a video on the Noid, actually. I did a video on the Noid. And the crime that came out of the Noid. So I can't read. Mumaguiabu says interested. Alright. We got one person interested. Good enough for me. Good enough for me that it's worth a video. It says, dude, that big toe is as long as a finger. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, there's a big toe on screen. That's what he's talking about. Didn't even notice. Dude, that is a finger of a toe. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Okay, so we got meat falling from the sky in Kentucky. Look. Maine says, look into the guy who was shot. Boy, I'm gonna need some details. Mock says, not the dominoes. That's okay. Christopher says, where's the tornado? Hell, that's a good question. I haven't even been checking. I will pull that up on my phone while I'm looking. What was I looking up? The alcohol has already hit me. Anthony Oyasumi. Still under tornado watch. Not officially a warning yet. Probably get off in a little while. Either way. Let's call it one more article. Let's do one more article and see where that gets us. First person to come up with a good one in the chat, I'll look it up. Damn dim dogs crustier than mine, says Fox Akimbo. Yeah, those are some dogs. Oh, meat falling from the sky in Kentucky. That's what it was. Meat falling from sky in Kentucky. Was this on Old School Unsolved Mysteries, I want to say? Yeah, well, this has a Wikipedia page. This has to be it. This probably isn't the one I was thinking of on Unsolved Mysteries. That one I think was like jellyfish material or something. Oh, says Connie says, is the Noid still a pizza thing? Yeah, it actually is. They brought him back recently. So he wasn't for a long time, but they brought him back. Because they probably were capitalizing on the YouTubers who were talking about him. Omni Travis says some guy went into Pizza Hut with a gun. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I did a video on that. The guy, basically, he was schizophrenia. he was he was schizophrenic and thought that the commercials about the Noid were talking about him, so he went into a Pizza Hut, held people hostage. It was a whole thing. There you go. It was an ordeal. So, the Kentucky meat shower was an incident occurring for a period of several minutes between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. on March 3rd, 1876. So that was a couple days ago, where what appeared to be chunks of red meat fell from the sky in a 100 by 50 yard area near Olympia Springs in Bath County, Kentucky. Fox says Brugly might know about this. He might. We should probably ask him. Fox, you've been to Kentucky. You probably know. I'm sure you've been filled in on all of Kentucky history from start to finish. So, there exist several explanations from blood rain to vulture ejecta as to how this occurred and what the meat was. Although the exact type of meat was never identified, various reports suggested it was beef, lamb, deer, bear, horse, or possibly human. You can't just throw that out at me. Like, I was gonna clown on bear. Human overtook bear in the whole clowning on department. Oh my god. Oh my boy. So Mittens, the murder kitten, asked about the McDonald's massacre. So I did do the video on McDonald's crimes, and that one was actually just so long on its own, I didn't think to include it. And the other crimes I included were kind of more of the stupid variety, when that one's more of a tragic variety. But if I revisit McDonald's crimes, I'll have to put it in there. I'll just have to. Vulture ejecta, says Wombra. Yeah. That's a way to word it, isn't it? So a woman was making soap on her porch when she started seeing meat fall from the sky. The meat started to slap the ground. So she believed that it was a sign from God. The phenomenon was covered by Scientific American, the New York Times, and other publications, so it was probably legit. Most of the pieces of meat were approximately 2 by 2 inches. That's hefty. That's more than like stir-fry meat. That's a good cube. That's a good cube. 2 men who tasted it judged it to be lamb or deer. They just ate it? They just fucking picked it up off the ground and ate it? That was their first? Brave dudes. Brave or stupid. Or brave and stupid. So they gave the meat sample to Newark Scientific Association for further analysis, stating that the meat had either been identified as lung tissue from either a horse or human infant. This just gets worse as we go. The structure of the organ in these 2 cases being almost identical. Are there any biologists in the chat who can tell me if horse and human infant is almost identical? Putting that in hard quotes. Almost identical. Wow. I mean, meat was probably expensive back then. Maybe they just couldn't pass up the chance to eat it, I guess. Omni Travis says, gross old-timey people. Indeed. The composition of the sample was backed up by further analysis, with 2 samples of the meat being identified as lung tissue, 3 as muscle, and 2 as cartilage. We're just bringing further questions, aren't we? Yikes. So Brandeis' Nostoc theory relied on the fact that nostoc expands into a clear-like jelly mass when rain falls on it, often giving the sense that it was falling with the rain. I don't know. Wouldn't they know if it was falling or not? I feel like the farmer's wife, Mrs. Crouch, saw it falling. She said she saw it falling. But the jelly-like mass kind of adds up with the unsolved mysteries case that I remember. Definitely does. Corey says, now I'm somehow at the beginning of the stream. Sorry, dude, I don't know why that's happening. I've never streamed, so I honestly can't say. I don't know how any of this works. Cupcakes and Camaro says the Brohio Project podcast did this one a few weeks ago. Okay, so shout out to them. I guess listen to them if you want to hear more about this. Charles Fort noted in his book, The Book of the Damned, that there had been no rain. Locals favored the explanation that the meat was vomited up by buzzards, who, as their custom, seeing one of their companions disgorge himself, immediately followed suit. Because buzzards have their traditions and customs, don't they? They are a cultural bunch. Someone's saying that's so true about Long John Silver's. Yeah, I fully believe in that. I've never seen a car at Long John Silver's in a long time. Nora Little says aliens. Probably. I like to default to aliens when we don't know what's going on. I feel like it's always a fair bet. If you don't know what was going on, it was probably aliens. Probably. Look up Zach Black. So I said this one would be the last one. I might look up Zach Black. So, vultures vomit as a part of making a quick escape, and also as a defensive method when threatened. Fort explained the flat and dry appearance of the meat chunks as the result of pressure, and noted that 9 days later, on March 12th, red corpuscles with a vegetable appearance fell over London, Kentucky. What is going on in Kentucky? Kentucky Fried vomited vulture. What did they call it? Ejecta? What? Corpuscles is such an ugly word, says Al. Yeah, that is a nasty word. That sounds like something that flares up on you when you have a disease. It sounds like piles, but worse. That's what I'm gonna say. Alright. So I said that would be the last article, so we'll leave it at that. If anyone has some questions or final things they would like to add, just let me know and I'll get over that. See you later, Mox. It was glad having you in here for a couple minutes. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. No concept of time. I don't know. Ellie McNick says, I read it as corpse popsicles. So did I. That's why I had to take a pause there. I figured that could not be what it said. Connie says, moist corpuscles is worse. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. No denying that. Christopher says, finish your drink. I'm on it. I'm on it. All right. Answer a few questions, and we'll call it a day. And this was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Never done a stream before. Didn't know what to expect. Next time, I'll try to polish it up a little bit more. I'll try to make the green screen a little better. Maybe add that function where when people super chat, it kind of pops up and reads it. I don't know how to do that. I'll figure it out. Christopher says, Springfield fan here. Missouri represent. Yes. Carmela says, this is the first stream and I caught it. You did. Never done this before. You missed the first couple minutes where I had no idea what I was doing. Weeboo says, stop pressuring them to drink, weirdos. Well, I do already have it in the glass. I think it was just... They're not pressuring me. It's already there. So, apparently YouTube, they reward your channel more if you do at least one video, at least one stream, and at least one short in 1 month. So I've been thinking about trying that, seeing what happens. Artie says, do you have any pets? No, I had a dog for 15 years, but he passed away, and I haven't really made the plunge into getting another, but I'm probably going to go for a ringneck parrot next. That'll be my marriage present. Weeboo says need Peepsy next year. We sure do. We sure do. I looked for a Peepsy. I seriously did. Right now they have Coca-Cola Spice, which is pretty good, but it's just not Peepsy. You know, it's not Easter. Emo says, I love you. I love you too. We technically said I lobe you, but I'm being generous. Being generous. Illage Vidiot, I enjoyed your presence. Thank you for being here. So, Toronto, Canada here. Hey, Canada. A2 me says, what do you think of cats? I like cats. I'm allergic to cats. I really like cats. I like watching cat videos, but I'm allergic to them. Have you done the fish shop murders from Japan? I have not. Oh, Osaka-chan says, hello from Osaka. Hello. Skizzy says, Pebis. I wish I could find some Pebis. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? Oh, Subaru says, dude, for real, I love the Peeps Pepsis when they were out. Yeah, they were pretty good. It tasted kind of like cotton candy, from what I remember. It's been a bit of good year, but something like that. Yeah. Jodio says my cat Ladybug is over 20. That's impressive. Isn't the lifespan of a cat, I want to say it's 15 to 20, but I think the oldest cat was something like 32. I feel like I saw that online. Juliana's from Scotland. That's even farther. It's cool. Tiffany, I noticed you're a gold member and also from Ontario. So Ontario. People got pissed at me about my Ontario pronunciation, but thank you for the membership. That's always cool. Oh, so we got Jerome Castro. Sorry, I'm trying to read your chat. It's very small. From the Philippines. From the hot Philippines. I've heard that the Philippines is disgustingly humid right now. So the World Ender says, just watching your Elliot documentary. That's a long one, so I appreciate that you're in for the long haul. 3.5 hours. That took me months. Oh, boy. Oh, so Osaka-chan says, because of my channel, they were inspired to make their own, and they missed the beanie. Yeah, so the beanie was a lot of people thought it was a panda. That was Team Skull from Pokemon. I never came out and clarified that, but there were other beanies, but that was the beanie in the Junko Furuta video. Look up writer artist says look up Gen Sekine sometime. Gen Sekine. That one's going in the memo real quick. Gen Sekine. Put that in there. Okay. Misfit Surrender says, sorry, is this live now? I didn't know you do lives. This is the first one ever. First one ever. So, technically you would have been right just a little while ago. And I think with that, I'm gonna call it good. So, thank you for watching, everyone. It's been a great time. I will definitely do more of these later and try to polish it up a little bit. I'll make this stream viewable to people who weren't here at the time. And one last thing Christopher Williams says, is there Dire Trip merch? Made by you, Kyle. Not made by me, though, but I'm thinking of making some. Maybe for the 500K celebration, I'll make some. That's the plan now, at least. I'm trying to make some non-channel related art to put on t-shirts. And maybe just put a channel icon on the back of the shirt or something. And probably use some of my Instagram art. I might make a poll on the channel asking what art you think is cool, and we'll put that on some shirts. And for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll say the thing. This has been your host, Kyle. Thank you, and good night.